Dungeons and Dragons.
And junk drawer. Hey everyone,
Hi.
what's up?
What's up?
Yo.
How's your life?
We had some video issues again.
Yeah. It's just my chibi. And not my face. Sorry.
Maybe something will happen and his face will come back, but until then, chibi.
Chibi. So, before we get started, I'm going to throw it to our DM extraordinaire. What you got to say about stuff, bruh?
Let's unmute this mic, y'all. Campaign 2 has been super fun. All of those super wonderful maps have been compliments of David Hemingway on Roll20. If you're doing an online campaign, I highly recommend doing his buying any of his sets. Basically something you can slap down easily, or if you have the time, you could sit down and create a whole vast world for your players to play in that, it's like the cat with the sandbox, and then they're just playing with the box that you got the toy in. But it's fun regardless. We're going to be starting on Top Tabling. We'll be starting Star Wars tomorrow, which is very exciting. A mutual friend of Mike and I's, Shane Johnson, is in that one, along with some of your other Top Tabling friends, including me. I'm playing a Mandalorian. Gang. Yee.
Toy. Because, as you can see, Carlos is not with us this week, I will also shout out our hopefully soon-to-be friend and accomplice, Random Encounters Productions. You can find them on the internet at Random Encounters Prod or Random Encounters Productions. Again, wanted to look it up, didn't look it up, but the thought and the sentiment are there. And check them out. We may be streaming on that channel at some point in the near future. So, please check them out and give them a favorite and a love and maybe a supple, gentle kiss. Anybody else got anything to throw out there?
Yeah. So make sure to also give us a follow on the Junk Drawer Show on Instagram. And also, Josh and I have been bored on the weekend, so we've been streaming some Rocket League here on our Twitch channel. So if you like Rocket League, which is cars playing soccer, or cars playing basketball, as we played last weekend, be sure to check it out. So as long as you're following us here on Twitch, that's what's important. Following us on Twitch will get us, make sure you're notified that we're going live. And we're also close to hitting that affiliate status. I think we need 8 more followers until we get there. So do that so we can start making some currency to make the channel better.
I hated everything you just did. I hated it all. I hated everything you just did.
Then you don't get any of the money that we make.
Too bad you can't see it, you chibi dummy.
Ha! Got him.
Got him.
Wrecked. Josh, you got anything? You good? You all right?
Rocket League also has rockets.
Bam!
And
are you okay, Josh?
I slept 3 hours. Sleep is very hard sometimes.
You're right.
Yeah. So I'm good. Dremel's going to be real tired tonight.
Okay, good.
Right.
We're all going to be super high energy.
Don't worry, he'll still fuck shit up, though.
Great. So, last episode on Dungeons and Dragons and Junk Drawer, the party, finally got to White Willow Plaza, which was exciting. It was dope. No one had seen Civilization in a while. All kind of broke up, found the bars, the blacksmith. There was a herbologist, something or other.
Weed enthusiast.
Mushroom enthusiast.
Right.
Recreationals.
I'm gonna get those psychedelics.
So we went into town. We did a little bit of work for the tavern keep, and he gave us a free meal. He's going to give us free room and board for a night and some ale, which was nice. We left off with Alder talking to quote-unquote crazy lady,
Gracie,
whose wife and daughter went missing at Sungulf, which is the place where we are tabbed to go next, I guess, is the next port town area. All of this is unbeknownst to the rest of the party, though, because he just kind of broke off and went and did his own thing. And we're on our way to the fighting pits, where Donner is going to try and make some silver so that he can buy some stuff. Yeah. DM whenever you're ready.
Okay. So we'll pick up a little bit after Alder's conversation with Grace as he kind of trots up as the three of you are just kind of like arms in the air. That Alder literally was next to all of you as he slowly just trailed off and started talking to this random crazy lady. As, you know, Alder, you kind of jog back over to the group.
Are we almost at the fight pits yet?
We would have been if you didn't go stand and talk to a woman for like a long time.
Okay, well, you remember that help wanted posting that I took off the billboard, yeah?
Uh-huh.
So that post was put up by her. She gave me some more information about it. We have a possibility of about 100 silver if we can find her wife and her daughter. She didn't give us anything up front, but she'll talk to the innkeep and see if she can get us some horses, so that way it only takes us a day or two to get to Sun Gulf, which is where they were traveling to. She did... What I would say is she did give me some information that's a little bit, like, troubling, I guess. She said that everyone that's been going to Sun Gulf hasn't been leaving, like they're stuck there. So I don't know what's going on there at all, but Sun Gulf is going to be an interesting time when we get there. So yay, it's going to be great.
I mean, it could just be a really cool place where people like to spend time.
That's what I was thinking. There's two places that people like to go, and that's Sun Gulf and Six Flags.
Fucking hate you.
What's a Six Flags?
It's the castle where there's 6 different flags from the 6 different nations. People like to see the camaraderie of different groups coming together.
I feel like I would like that, especially because I'm poor.
Yeah, speaking of that, we should get you some money.
Yeah. No, that sounds super fun. I'm going to go take a shit. And Doc is just glass-eyed and just very awkwardly starts walking towards the tavern.
Anybody else think that's a little bit uncomfortable?
I feel like that shit just came out of nowhere, and I'm either very concerned for Thok or concerned for all of us because we just ate the same thing, and I don't need to be squirting when I'm getting ready to fight.
That just sounds like a good defense tactic.
You know
That's
what?
fair.
Dremel has a point. You might be
feces.
able to use that as a good defense.
No one wants to fight a diarrhea man.
I mean, I certainly don't, so why would someone else want to? It's a great point, Dremel.
Everyone do a medicine check.
God, medicine.
Natural one.
Natural 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Alder?
18.
18? All of you just immediately shit yourselves. No. Alder, you like check your body. You're like, just kind of do like a body check. You're like, okay, I feel all right. I feel like light in the stomach area. I feel bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Dremel and Donner, both of your stomachs gurgle very slightly as you both look at each other awkwardly and then look back down at your feet.
I might also have to poop.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and squeeze it though.
Like squeeze it as in clinch it, or squeeze it as in like pinch it out before it's time.
Yes.
You can't do.
Good luck.
Watch me.
Dash Daddy, is it under? Am I about to shit my pants?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
You're unsure if you're gonna shit your pants.
Okay.
But apparently in real life you're unsure of it as well.
All right. I'm gonna start walking with a very tightly clenched rear end, so I walk like a model.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that performance check. See if you can actually strut your stuff there.
Oh, it's really just to make sure nothing comes out.
No, I know, but you want it to look cool, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Performance
Yeah,
23.
23.
Shit.
All of a sudden, fucking Naomi Watts just comes out of nowhere. Heidi Klum just starts walking that runway, but super clenched.
It's like
It's like Nacho Libre.
That might be the most clenched ass I've ever seen. I respect it.
I mean, it's something that's realistically, it's really admirable, you know.
I mean, I wish I could do that. And I try. I try and be like Dremel.
Go ahead and roll performance check there, bud.
Gonna try also.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Okay.
Trendsetter.
10.
10.
Yeah.
You
3.
you both are kind of fumbling and tripping in front of each other. You're like, God damn it, shit, ass.
Negative charisma score, baby.
You don't look as cool as Drummel. Less
tell.
poised.
But I look
Okay.
better than Alder. That's all that matters.
It's not hard.
I'm not the worst.
It's not even a lot, though. You're not the worst. You're not tripping over your feet as often as Alder is because
Correct.
he's actually looking at his feet and not in front of him.
All right.
Okay.
I drop the strat and start walking towards where we believe the fighting pit's to be.
It's so you kind of just follow this very small group. It looks like Ruben is kind of leading, like as they're going in, they're like, "Hey, you want to fight?" And you see occasional people like, "No, I'm okay, Ruben. Maybe next time. What's the prize for?" Like different kind of questions. You're like 10 silver, and he gets like a small like kind of trio going of 3 different people who look like they're itching to fight. As you guys kind of make your way over to this open kind of field, it looks like there's dirt that's been plotted around in kind of a circle, as Ruben is in the center of this circle. Kind of, he has 2 drinks in his hand. He's just kind of sitting crisscross applesauce, and he has his like 2 drinks. He's got a little notebook, and he goes, "All right, so when I call your name, we're gonna do one-on-one fights. I believe I have a Falk and a Donor that's gonna be fighting. They're new, so we're gonna pit them against each other. So they're gonna go first."
Actually, hi, I'm Donna.
Yeah, no, you're that rude fellow that came up earlier.
I was rude. To you.
That's what they tell me.
Okay.
Voices. I'm just fucking with you. What's up?
Thok is indisposed. He had the shits, so he's no longer here. Also,
No.
I fought him in the woods like 2 weeks ago, and I beat the shit out of him, so it wouldn't be much of a fight.
No, I mean that's cool and all. I mean that's not a sanctioned match, so we don't know exactly what that is. But nervous poops are a very legitimate thing, so that's all right. So he forfeits.
Does that mean I advance?
Yeah. So we're gonna have you
sweet.
advance. Hey Flint, and you see this guy, and he kind of has this like axe on his shoulder, and he's kind of picking his teeth with his finger. He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "You want to fight this guy?" He goes, "You just see Flint." He just goes, kind of shrugs, and so he's like, "All right, everybody, get to the center of this here circle. Move this back." And Flint gets to the center there. And he's fairly tall. I'll say he's like 6'3". He's a corn-fed boy. As you guys kind of square up and
Before
Yeah.
before he walks away, would I be able to bang my staff on the ground, touch his shoulder, and say good luck casting Barkskin?
Sure. Are you trying to be sneaky with it?
Yes.
Okay, roll a stealth check for me.
Okay.
Does bark skin make your skin look like bark? Because that'd be
I
a
believe
little
so.
conspicuous.
Do you think I should not do it then?
Yeah, that sounds like magic and or funny business.
That's true. They did say
They
no
don't
magical
like
funny business.
either.
You guys talking about funny business over there?
Yeah, and about how we hate it.
Fine. Fine, I won't do any magical funny business.
See,
I
the cow
appreciate the
gets
sentiment,
Moo moo.
motherfucker.
So Ruben kind of gets into the center and goes, "Well, you guys can kind of set the rules for this here fight. It was going to be fists, weapons. I once saw two people play rock paper scissors, and then that's how they did it. It's really up to you all, but I'm going to be the ref for this fight. So you tell me what you want to do now."
Flint, that's your, yeah?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
you?
it's fine. Yeah,
Right.
this me.
What would you prefer? Weapons, fists?
I mean, I have
They're
this.
like healers? Are those? Do you
I
guys
mean-
have those here, or
I mean,
I
the
would hate
priest
for one of us to
heals.
die.
I mean, we try to do non-lethal damage here. I mean, it's all in good jest. I once did stab someone through the hand though with a spear, but we just had a laugh after that, and the cleric was able to help us out.
I mean, it's up to you. However, you're comfortable, Flint.
Yeah, all right. And you see him. He's got this kind of like really ranky, like rusty ass spear, and it's like cracked down the side. And he's like, "Yeah, I mean, I got this spear, so fuck it." And you see him, and he kind of has the spear at the ready.
That's you know what? I appreciate that, and I'm gonna toss my longsword I got from Kitra over to Dremel,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna pull out my rusty longsword
Okay.
and be like, "Hey, even ground.
Yeah, man, your sword looks fucked.
Thanks, I appreciate that. That's a lovely sentiment."
Yeah, I mean, my spear's kind of fucked too, so it works. Okay. So you see him and he kind of stretches it out, cracks his neck, and Ruben goes, "All right, so first to knockout wins."
Yeah, I'm fine with that, and I'll kind of reach my hand out to shake his hand.
Yeah, Flint takes it, and his hands are kind of this rough callus. He obviously works here. He's some kind of farmhand. He's muscular, but he's just some guy, man.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
get that.
so let's roll some initiative
All right.
so you can kill this fucking townie in front of everyone.
I don't want to kill him. Rolled bad initiative. This dice is betraying me early, so we're gonna switch.
Okay, what'd you get?
9.
17. Flint is
Perfect.
pretty
I will go
spry.
second.
Okay, that's all right. You ready?
Ready.
Okay. So he's gonna go ahead and try to hit you with the spear, and he botches. So he immediately lunges for you with the spear, and you kind of sidestep it, and it just immediately just goes into the dirt. And his weight as he's kind of pushing forward, and you just see the spear start to crack and bend. And you hear me goes, "Oh shit!" It's your turn.
Okay. So I'm going to I'm gonna choke up on my longsword, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
kind of like smack him on the ass.
Okay.
That's a 11.
11 will not hit.
Okay. And I'll try and hit him again.
So you're doing
that's a-
non-lethal damage. That's what
Yeah,
we're
correct.
clearing up. Okay.
Yes. 24.
Yeah, that'll hit him.
Perfect.
Rip.
That does 10 points of non-lethal. Oh wait, it's the wrong dice because I used 2 hands. That does. There it is. Still 10 points of damage.
And where are you hitting him at?
Just on like the leg. I want to kind of give him a dead leg.
Okay. So you kind of, when you swing back, instead of going with the bladed part of the sword, you kind of use the flat end. And after kind of smacking him on the bum a little bit, he looks behind and you kind of whap him behind the knees as he actually takes a little bit of a nasty fall as he kind of comes back up. He's a little like punch drunk already as he kind of sways back and forth, and he's just going to try to swing at you. because
Cool.
his spear is poopy.
Okay.
13,
Miss.
miss. Okay,
Yeah.
and he's just wide telegraphed fist as he just kind of off balance, and as he's on like one leg, as it's your turn.
I'm gonna look at him and be like, "Are you're sure you want to fight me?"
And you see him, and he kind of puts his other leg down, and he goes, "We're in the pits, aren't we?"
And I'll put my sword in the ground.
Yeah.
And I'll go, okay, and I'll pull my hands up, and I'm gonna throw 2 punches.
Okay.
That's a 16,
16 will just hit.
and that's a modded 20.
Both hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
That's just 12 points total.
So you kind of punch him in the stomach as he lurches forward, and you kind of cross over with your right fist, and you just knock him clean cold as Flint is out. And Ruben kind of gets up. He's like, "Oh shit! All right." And he looks over at Dremel and Alder's like, "All right, I need you guys to help me pull him over."
Help him.
Ruben is very tiny. He's like 5'4", 5'5", frail as shit. And he's like, "All right, we gotta move this fucker." So you guys kind of move him out of the pit.
All right. Yeah.
I
And,
kind of go over while they're doing that, and I talk to Alder, and I'm just like, dude, I'm very concerned that I'm gonna kill someone. He was very soft.
Well, just be careful not to do any of that until Shit Pants gets back,
Oh shit pants. Yeah, right, shit pants.
because
Yeah,
he can stop them from dying. Remember that.
that's true. He's magic or whatever. And I'll just kind of stand there, kind of shadow box a little bit, try and stay loose, assuming that there's another fight. Maybe, I don't know.
So as you kind of do that, this next person walks up. They're another kind of farmhand, female in nature. She's a little bit bigger than, well, she's about the same height as Flint. Just kind of these little burly as she rolls up her sleeves and she goes, "Well, I'll arm wrestle you because you just fucking clean clocked my brother."
You arm wrestle for the prize?
This round. Ruben, you got anyone else? And he kind of looks through and he's like, "I mean, I think there's like a few others, but I don't see nobody. So, I mean, this arguably could be the last round."
Okay, we can arm wrestle, I suppose. You look quite intimidating.
Well, bale a lot of hay.
That'll do it.
So Ruben kind of like goes off and he gets like this little crate as you guys kind of crouch down and put your arms on this crate. Go ahead and roll a strength check for me.
24.
24. And it's you kind of hold together and there's a brief moment where none of your arms move and then immediately you just go wham and it just hits the other side of the box and she goes, "Okay, best 2 out of 3. Obviously it's the best 2 out of 3. And
Are we
Ruben's like,
changing the rules as we go?
Ruben goes, "No, that is true. Those are the rules usually."
I feel like I'm being bamboozled here because I'm not from around here.
Yeah, bamboozle him.
What you talking
Dremel,
about?
no. We're on the same side.
No.
Yeah, but bamboozling's fun.
Yeah, you bamboozle them now.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
I
So
don't know if he knows what that means.
so
I lean over to Alder and say, "I don't know what that word means."
so as you
And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna. Are we close by, or are we still like outside the center of the pit?
I'd say you're like to the side.
Because I figured if they're doing that, I'm just gonna be like, I'm literally gonna just like touch him on the shoulder and be like, "Don't worry, you'll be fine." And when I touch him on the shoulder, I'm gonna cast guidance.
Okay. Yeah, he's really needed guidance.
Is that a D4?
Yeah, you add a D4 to your strength check.
Oh,
Right.
good. He really needs it.
Okay, let's do this again, I suppose. I didn't catch your name. Who are you?
Bryn.
Oh, Breen. Very nice to meet you.
Uh, what was your name?
Donna.
Pleasure to meet your acquaintance, Donna. And you see her, and she kind of puts her elbow back onto the crate.
2 out of 3, I guess. And I'll put my hand up in strength check.
Strength check.
Oh. Oh, wait. Guidance. Okay.
2.
Math is hard. 18.
18. And you kind of start to strong arm her, and she's able to kind of move her shoulder a bit, but you see it, and it's slowly happening as the back of her hand hits the other end of the crate. She goes, shit. Strong as shit, Donner. She gets up.
I've baled quite a bit of hay in my time as well, so if it makes you feel any better.
See her, and she nods, and Ruben kind of looks through his notebook, and he goes, well, and you kind of hear this clanking as you hear someone running. And Drummel, you're kind of first to see this as you recognize this person as you see this kind of long braided brown hair, these very small tusks, and this chainmail armor with this kind of great sword strapped to her back as Charlotte is kind of trucking down to the dirt path. And she's like, did I, ooh, stitch. Oh, fuck, I got a stitch in my side. And you see her, and she, like, stops. And Ruben's like, who's that fella out there?
Hey, Charlotte, you're fighting tonight?
Just, yeah, I try. Just don't tell my uncle. I watch, and I saw that you guys were adventurers, and maybe I could at least get a few fucking pointers or something. I don't want to be in that bar the rest of my life, you know?
After doing that for a night, I totally understand.
Yeah, I got to get rid of some frustration, if you get my drift.
Well, I got the perfect guy for you to take it out on.
Bop. And she goes, who?
And I point to Donner.
Oh, shit, your blonde friend?
Yeah, he's beat everybody up so far.
Well, I mean, it's Flint. And she looks over, and Flint's just still knocked out.
Yeah, I've seen better. Not gonna lie.
So you kind of see her, and she has this kind of makeshift shield. She has this great sword that it definitely looks banged up, but it does look slightly nasty. Like, she tries her best to, like, sharpen it. This kind of, like, old chainmail that she's kind of wearing, it looks like it's a little bit too big for her, but she does wear it proudly as she kind of meets you in the middle, and she goes, I feel like we should hit each other with the swords. You know, that, I mean, I'm not going to learn if I don't actually get hit. And it's not like a bar fight, because I've had to definitely separate a few people. We don't get a lot of adventurers who want to do the fighting pit. It's usually like beneath them, or, you know, not fun, because they really beat the shit out of everyone.
I mean, I feel bad if that's what you're trying to get at.
No, I don't. I think a real fight would be fun. Don't you?
I've been in quite a few real fights, Charlotte. But if you have dreams of leaving this place, you have to know how to defend yourself. So what better way than to learn in a fighting pit for money?
Well, I mean, I've been studying a lot. I've been reading a lot. I've asked the priest to give me a lot of different books on swordmen, like sword fighting, a lot of technique books. It's different when you practice at night by yourself and against an actual opponent. So I thought maybe, you look well versed.
I suppose. Sure, why not? I mean, let's give it a shot.
Okay. And you see her, and she goes, first to get knocked out.
First to get knocked out. This isn't a 2 out of 3 thing, right? I've been told that quite a few times.
Once I'm kind of knocked out, I don't think I can get back up unless you can.
Not that I'm aware of.
So
Yeah.
I guess not.
Then I
That's
just-
2 out of 3.
And then I just shout, I was like, yeah, your future husband's not here either. He'd be the one who could help with that.
And you see her, and she gets kind of like red, and she goes, "I can choose my own." Okay.
I know you can. I'm just messing with you. You're very fun. Enjoy.
And you see her, and she kind of smirks as she kind of stretches out, you know, does a little
Uh,
bit of wind circles with her arms.
Charlotte, would you like? Do you want an actual fight, like for real, or you want like kind of learn a little bit of fight, some learn, more fight?
Um, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I read a lot, so if I look too fucked up, maybe we can just go to a lesson. Does that make
Okay,
sense?
that's fine.
Okay.
And I have
Okay.
Dremel toss me my sword from Kitra.
And you see, you kind of grab this sword as she kind of unsheaths the sword. Once again, it looks nasty and it looks like she's tried to sharpen it. All of the stuff is just very old looking, kind of like either hand me down or either maybe she's traded for it, but it's kind of this mishmash of shield sword. But she's able to grip it pretty well. As okay, let's roll some initiative, girl. Her initiative.
My initiative is garbage tonight. 6.
Another 17.
Wonderful.
Okay, so I'm gonna readjust here. So Charlotte is going to take out her sword, and she's gonna attempt to kind of approach. She's very tentative, like a little timid, as she kind of is unsure what to do, like all this kind of like training, as she's going to go ahead and take a swing at you with the sword.
Okay.
And you hear this kind of heft as she kind of lifts it over across her head and she kind of baseball swings it at you. Okay. Does 23 hit?
Yes.
23 will hit. Okay. So you take, as she kind of slashes down forward, you take kind of 16 points of slashing damage as she's able to kind of rake you across the chest. As she kind of puts it back up, her arms are shaking a little bit as she kind of goes, I hit him, as she's going to take her second swing.
Okay.
That is going to be higher. That is 15, or not 15, sorry, 25?
Hit.
Okay, and then you take another 13 as she slashes the other side of your chest.
Okay. I'll kind of look at her. Ow.
I'm sorry, fuck, shit, I'm sorry, Donner.
It's fine. And I'll also grab my sword and take 2 swings with it.
Okay.
16.
16, let me just take this off. 16 will hit.
All right. And second attack, 18.
Both will hit.
Okay. So that is... I can re-roll that. 25 points of damage.
Okay, 25 altogether?
Yeah.
Cool. So let's do 25 damage. Okay. So you see her and you kind of start swinging, and she kind of narrowly misses one, but you scrape her across the side of her chainmail. And when you kind of swing back up, you're able to kind of hit where the clavicle to the collar is, as it kind of rakes up and lines up where her chin is. And she kind of bleeds a little bit. And she goes, oh, okay. That feels
It's a
good.
fight, right?
This is a fight. And you see her, and she kind of smirks as you see kind of this confidence start to come with her, as she's going to go ahead and she is going to hit again. This time Okay, she is going to, she's going to go twice. So she's going to swing. That's a natural 18.
Hit.
That'll be 12 points of slashing. And then, let's see here. That is a 16.
Hit.
16 will hit. Okay. So here comes the second one. Can we those? Okay. That is another 16 points of slashing damage as she starts kind of parrying with you.
The first one was 12, right?
Yep.
Got it.
As she kind of like, I'm going to have her move a little bit within your kind of range. She's just kind of feeling you out.
I mean, feeling me out, she's got me to half my health. I'm going to kind of take a deep breath, close my eyes, focus, and take 2 more swings. Kind of controlled, if that makes sense. Yeah. But still, like, kinked. Nope. 13.
Okay, 13 will hit.
And
The other one was a 16?
yeah,
Yeah, 16 will hit.
that's 13, and I'll burn my action surge.
Okay.
So I'll
So
take 2 more times.
Okay, 13 points of damage for the
That's
first.
a 13 again
Okay.
to hit. That's a miss. So and then a 22.
Yeah, the 22 will hit.
I can reroll that. And that's 15 points of damage.
15. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have 15. 13.
So 28 total in that turn.
28. Got it. Okay.
I'm
So
gonna
she's
turn over to Dremel and be like, she's pretty fucking tough.
Yeah, if she'd make a good match for Thok if either of them were looking.
True.
But maybe.
and you see her, and she's kind of like banged up, and she is going to. Let's see here. She is going to use her bonus action. And you kind of see like she focuses and her eyes kind of narrow as she'll have her bonus action here. Okay. And then, sorry, I have to increase some stuff. It's a new class I'm kind of playing with. And she is going to go ahead and she's going to swing at you. She critted. Okay, so sorry, I have a few things I got to do. First is the initial is going to be 16. And then because she is a orc, we have that's an additional one, so that's 17. And then that is so 26, and then let me see here. That's just with the first attack, and then okay. So 26 for the first attack.
Okay.
Okay, and then she's going to go ahead and go again.
Okay.
Okay, that is... I'm rolling like fucking damn. I wish this was real. Kill your ass. That's a modded 20.
Hit.
And then that is... let me see here. 14 points of slashing damage. How you looking?
Bad. Not great.
And she kind of looks at you and she's like, do you want to take a break?
And I see there's no breaks in a fight. And I attack her 2 times.
Okay.
It's a 14.
14 will miss.
And that's a natural 20.
A natural what?
20.
Okay, go for it.
I can reroll that. Damn it. I rolled a 2 and then I rolled a 3. It's 12 points of slashing damage.
Okay, 12 points of slashing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That gets rid of those temp. Okay.
If Donner doesn't die, can I get a turn in between Charlotte and Donner?
Roll initiative. Let's see if you can, buddy.
All right.
Aller, you're getting in on this?
I mean, probably not, but I'll roll for initiative to be, on the safe side.
I got
Okay.
a 10.
You got a 10?
Yeah.
You are in between them.
Yes.
So,
I got a 6.
So what did you get, original Donner? You got an 8?
I got a 6 as well. Hold on. As a bonus action, I'm going to use my second wind as well.
That's smart.
Thanks.
Okay. So, since Dremel has rolled initiative, you are between Donner and Charlotte. What were you going to do, Dremel?
So I'd like to see if I can communicate with Donner with my eyes. I basically here's what I want to do is I want to cast my my invisibility with Firbolg magic, and then go get behind Charlotte so that he can just tabletop her, so he can win. But he has to understand that that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
So whatever rolls I have to do for those few things.
Okay. How are you getting his attention, bud?
Intense eye contact.
Great. Okay, Donner, it's your turn.
She didn't do anything.
No, it's she. Oh, you already had your turn. You're right.
Yeah.
My bad.
Oh, so I shouldn't have gone yet, right?
You shouldn't have. Let's rewind that a little bit. So maybe think of something better than intense eye contact.
I'll have to be subtle too,
Yeah. Super subtle though.
like eye contact.
Okay. She's going to choke up on the greatsword. Bah. She is going to. Does a 17 hit?
Yep.
So 17 will be 15 points of slashing for the first one.
Okay.
You doing all right?
Sure.
Okay. Second is going to be... that's 14.
Miss.
Okay. She is going to action surge. Okay. All right. 16.
Hit.
Okay, that is going to be 15 points of slashing. And then she's going to choke up again. And then that is... Jesus. Okay. That is a modded 20.
Hit.
Okay, so then that is 20 points of additional slashing damage.
I go down, but I don't because Thok casted Death Ward on me,
Right.
so I'm up to 1 hit point.
Okay, she is going to take her bonus action for second wind. And then now it is Dremel's turn. As you see her, and she's like breathing heavy. She looks kind of freaked out, but like for some reason she's doing well. She's got the eye of the tiger, man.
Oh man, I'm unsure how to get his attention without also getting everyone else's attention. Is this so? Everyone who's on the map, are they actually there? Like the little guy?
Yes. Well, Flint's like out. Keegan's the farmer that is convinced Ruben is stealing his chickens.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
World building, man.
Okay, so I'm gonna yell, but while standing next to him, just say, "Oh, look, the chickens!" And kind of point
Keegan's
away,
like, I knew it.
hoping
Where'd you
that
point?
what?
Where did you point?
Like this. Can I click? There we go. That direction, like far away, but that direction.
Keegan's gonna whop. So run towards his chickens.
All right, now hopefully Donner looked at me. Donner, would you have looked at me?
I mean, if you were referencing the chicken, I probably would have like glanced. I wouldn't. I don't know if I would have like looked. I definitely would have like seen where you were.
Okay. Well, then I mean, I'd say, and I'm looking right at you after with like a, hey, I'm going to help you out kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you understand it, that's when I would cast Hidden Step.
Roll a performance to convey your message non-verbally, and then roll a stealth to just do magic in the middle of.
Well, everyone looked away, so it's fine.
Not everyone. Keegan did.
So what? You said performance?
Yeah, performance.
15.
15. What's your passive? Is it insight?
Passive insight's 11. Oh,
Passive insight's
No,
11.
That's for Donner.
Yeah, 11.
Okay. So, yeah, you would be able to see kind of what Dremel's putting down.
Okay.
And roll a stealth there, bud, to see if you can just do magic
Alrighty.
without freaking everyone out.
21.
21. I mean, Bryn, I'll give it to you. Bryn is looking over Flint, and Ruben is a little drunk, and he's kind of into the fight, so you are able to go ghost.
Sweet.
And Danny Phantom this shit.
All right, so I Danny Phantom, and then I come kind of behind Charlotte with my foot out so that if he were to push her, she would fall over and be prone.
That is a thing. Great.
Is it my turn?
It is your turn.
Perfect. I'm just gonna say I'm sorry, Dremel, and I'm gonna wind up and punch the ground and use Earth Tremor.
Okay.
It's a deck save.
Jack save. Got it.
I jump.
Okay. And what's the save?
13.
Okay. What happens if she makes the save?
On a on a failed save, a creature takes 1d6 bludgeoning damage and is not prone to the ground if the area is loose, stone, blah 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 blah. It doesn't say. Just says if she fails.
Okay.
It doesn't
So we
even
can
say like
assume
she
that.
takes half.
So we could probably assume that she just kind of gets jostled, and she's like, "What the shit?
Mm-hmm. And she
She's
also
like-
takes.
You're using magic!"
Yeah, absolutely.
And she kind of smirks as she chokes up on the sword again.
That's 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Sure, got it. And she
And the ground that she is currently on is
difficult terrain.
difficult terrain.
Got it. Okay. All right. So, Dremel, where are you at? Just so I know.
I'm where I'm at on the map. So
Okay. So hopefully she doesn't accidentally swing at you.
what's the range of Earth
It's
Tremor?
10 feet.
Oh, okay.
Okay. She is going to breathe in
So
again.
realistically, oh, sorry.
You're fine.
I was going to say Dremel should have to make a deck save for that too. Then
That's
yeah.
15 feet.
That's correct.
Okay.
So she breathes in. You see her breathe out and her eyes narrow again. And it's just kind of this weird glint focusing that she's able to do as she chokes up on the sword again. Okay. That was a 16 for the first hit.
Hit.
Okay. Just want to see how the second one goes. Okay. I mean, the other one's a natural 17. So she's going to wind up. And you see her, and she
I mean,
just
I only
kinda-
have one hit point, so.
I know. She kind of chokes up, and she sees how kind of fucked up you are. And you see her, and she kind of smacks you on the side of the face with the blade as she does non-lethal damage to you. She kind of drops you.
Sweet.
As you see Donner, and he just goes blam, and you stabilize. Well, it's non-lethal, so you just kind of get knocked out, and Ruben's like, "Ah, shit, all right. Oh, where'd that blue fucker go? I need help. Charlotte, help me, all right?" And she kind of drags Donner over here, And Ruben goes, well, shit. And he looks over at you, Alder, and he goes, you want to fight her?
I mean, yeah, I mean, if you don't mind me using funny business, then sure, I'll fight it. But pretty much funny business is the only way that I work. So
What did the flyer say?
it said no funny business. That's why I'm saying, like, if you want to
There's your
bend the
answer,
rules,
my guy.
I'll fight. All right, in that case, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and stabilize Donna, make sure
Okay.
he's okay.
Where's your
All right,
blue
So is that
friend?
I'll stabilize no matter what.
Plus, it's non-lethal, so it's not like he has to roll death savings. He's just kind of cocked.
Gotcha.
Like,
Gotcha.
go ahead and roll the d4 for me there, Donner.
It didn't land in the box. Didn't do it again. Apparently, I can't roll a d4. 3.
Okay. So you're out for 3 hours.
Cool.
And so, what's up there, Drem?
Well, to make the story complete, I'm going to run back to the nearest bush, end hidden step, and then come back. And if anybody asks, I have the same stomach bug that Thok has.
How long does hidden step last for?
Until I get hit. Until I get hit, attack, force a saving throw.
Oh, all right.
So Ruben kind of does like a 360 looking around, and then by the time he looks all the way back around, Drummel, you're kind of there, and he goes, oh, shit, I thought you... Anyway, your friend lost. You gonna fight in his place?
And I look over at Charlotte. I'm like, I feel like you can kick my ass.
I could definitely kick your ass. I thought he was the tough one.
He is.
Please?
You want to
I
fight?
gotta get practice in. Yeah, let's fight.
All right. And I kind of loosen up, do a little Conor McGregor action.
Okay.
And,
You're gonna walk around the dirt ring?
yeah, just like do my arms.
Just nothing but arms, baby.
Glad
Okay,
that's on there.
she is going to. I'm gonna take this as a. You guys kind of take like 30 minutes for her to kind of recoup a little bit. I'm gonna have her roll.
Ooh.
Did you say boo?
That's exactly what I said.
Why?
Cause, pussy, you'd fight. I fought
Because
3 in a row.
Because you're. Okay.
You fought
What's,
one in a row.
What did Flint?
One
How
and a
much
half.
damage did Flint give you?
0.
Shut up. So it takes like about. She takes like a good 15, where she kind of stretches out and she kind of meditates. And we'll do.
Justin just doesn't want his girl to lose.
No, I want a fairer fight than her being at half damage.
Does she take up 4 squares, or is that just the thing you
She's
have?
just big.
Okay.
She doesn't really take up 4 squares. For some reason, when they're in 1 square by 1 square, they're very small and weird looking.
Yeah.
So I'm like, not about that life. So I'm like, nah, that ain't me.
That ain't me.
Pretty sure I heard you singing about sucking your own dick. Nah. Okay.
Ah,
So you guys kind of get back into the middle, and you see her, and she's still kind of like banged up. Definitely weaker than she was before, but she kind of smiles and she goes, I'm really excited about this drum. Just once again, don't tell my uncle I kicked Donner's ass or that I'm here.
I'm only going to tell him if I lose. And I give her a
Oh,
wink.
come on. And she kind of smiles.
and then I'll say, and if he loses, then you get to fight me, but I still won't use funny business. I promise.
I mean, what else are you good at, Alder?
I'm really good at hitting people with a stick. You'll see.
And she kind of chuckles as Ruben's like, I thought you said you didn't want fucking. All right. Green one's up next. And
Oh no, I said only if he loses. Only if he loses. I'm not signing up for real.
as Alder starts to panic. So Alder, you'll be by Donner over here, and Ruben will be to the side. Okay. Dremel, go ahead and roll that initiative.
All right. Are we starting this close? 10 feet?
Yeah, we're about 10 feet.
I got a 20.
Yeah, you go first. She rolled a 3. She's not fast.
All right, and there's no magic too, so I gotta do some thinking.
All right.
All right, so I've got out my dagger.
Yep.
I'm gonna take the first step in and just start
Okay.
stabbing away.
Stabbing.
Little
All right,
stab, and
roll.
then with my second attack, I'll flip it around and try to like hammer stab.
Okay.
So first attack, 1
Okay.
or a 9 rather, but second
it a
attack is a
natural one?
19. Yeah, natural 1. So first attack natural 1, second attack 19.
Gotcha. Okay. The 19 will hit, and the 1 was with the dagger.
Yeah.
So the dagger kind of slips out of your hand as it is kind of humid out, so the ice in the dagger starts to precipitate as it kind of flips over. And I'll just say that the dagger is in this general area.
Okay.
But the 19 does hit, so go ahead and roll that 19 damage for me.
All right. Where's my spear? That will be an 8.
8 points of damage.
Yep.
All right, I will take that, and I will put that on their damage. Okay. It is now. It is now her turn. She's gonna refocus, breathe out, and she is going to swing at you with her sword 2 times. So first attack. First attack definitely doesn't hit. Shit.
That would have been nice.
Yeah. Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
Okay. 19 will hit. And then let me just see if I crit. I didn't. It was 19 again.
She rolls at advantage? The fuck?
We'll talk about it later.
He said he was trying something new.
It's a build. It's a class I wanted to try for a while, and I haven't gotten to play. So I'm like, I'm going to do this with her. She is, just to let you guys know, she is a lower class than all of you. But she packs a fucking wallop.
Yep.
Okay, so she kind of swings the first swing, and you're able to kind of parry it as she kind of comes back down and swings down. That is 24 points of slashing damage as she slams just back down, and it just, you feel it kind of pierce your once again your kind of sternum collarbone as it just kind of rips down forward as the sword just kind of lands into the ground in front of her as she kind of like looks up.
Damn, you pack quite a punch.
Yeah, I've been practicing. And now it is your turn, Drummond.
All right. Well, with that, I'll kind of reassess, situate myself, and then attack twice with my polearm.
Okay.
So first one is 24.
24 will hit.
Second one is 10.
10 will not hit.
So that'll be... Ooh. That's going to be 5 points.
5 points of damage. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then I'll bonus action with Polearm Master.
Okay.
Which will be 23.
23 will hit.
And for damage, it doesn't list anything, so I'm just assuming it's the same.
It's probably...
Without the modifier.
Probably, yeah.
6. So I
6.
whip around, hit her with the back, kind of in the same place that she hit me.
Gotcha. So you kind of hit her, and she's like, I gotta break that thing in half. She mutters to herself as you see her kind of swing the sword back around. And she's gonna go again twice. Okay. And that is 23.
Hits.
23 will hit. Good. And then let me roll the damage for it first before I make her do the second one. Fucking come on. Okay. 24 for the first one?
Is that the damage or does that hit?
No, that's the damage. And then here's the second one. What's weird is she's taking a penalty. 17.
Miss.
Okay, 17 misses. So you see her and she hulks this fucking thing and it kind of catches you off guard as she kind of grunts and breaks down. And you see her and she telegraphs this kind of upswing as you're able to kind of whip over forward.
Damn, girl. And I just keep kind of like trying to loosen up and just figure out why I can't like make a solid impact.
Yeah. You're up.
I'm up. Okay. Well, shit. I guess I just gotta keep going. Yeah, I'm gonna attack 2 more times.
Okay.
And can I target specific areas?
Sure. Tell me which parts you're gonna.
I want to try to get her leg. See if I can get her to get knocked down.
Okay. Go ahead.
So first attack. That's a natural 20.
That'll hit definitely.
And the second attack is a 10.
10 will not hit, but the natural 20 will. So you're trying to trip her up with it?
Yep.
Okay. So first roll your damage, and then I'm going to have you roll a strength check against her.
Okay.
See if you can
Do I
kinda
roll
trip her.
2 damage die, or do I double it? Okay.
It's 2 damage die. That's how I like to do it.
Okay, so 7 plus 6 is 13, plus the original 4, so 17, unless I get 2 of those.
No, it's just the 17.
All right.
And then, so go ahead and roll a strength save, and then she'll roll a strength save.
Oof.
What'd you get?
8.
8. She got higher than 8. As you kind of, and you see her, and she trips up a little bit, but she rights herself, and you kind of see her, and she kind of nods her head, and you see her crack her neck, and she goes, "All right." And she is gonna go.
Well,
She's gonna.
I
get
also
you.
have my bonus action.
Oh, give me that bonus action, baby.
Can I also try to trip her with the bonus action?
No.
All right, well, it's a 13.
13 to hit.
Yep.
That does not hit.
All right.
As you kind of are trying to like poke at her and trying to keep your distance with her, as she's gonna move back in, and she gonna get you.
Gonna God get.
Okay, that is 12.
Wait. Damage?
12 to hit.
Oh, no, does not hit.
Okay. Oof. Those 2 did not hit. So she's going to, you see her kind of wide swinging. She is going to bonus action short or second wind as she kind of breathes in and recenters herself. So that is 10. And then she is going to action surge. Oop.
Damn.
So action surge is separate from a bonus action?
Yep, it's just an additional thing you can just do.
Nice.
So it's taking a full complete action again. So she's going to go ahead and try to attack again. She's going to try to heavy hit you again. Nope. Didn't do that for that one. Come on. Heavy hit.
Must be nice.
It is. 17.
Miss.
Fuck. Okay. So she's swinging wide again as she's trying to get you, but you're able to kind of see where she's going, and you're able to kind of move and bob and weave. Okay,
Alright.
You're back up.
Cool. Well, I'm just gonna kind of spin to the side,
Okay.
not getting out of her range.
Sure.
So, but just to kind of hope to throw her off a little bit, and then attack twice with the pole arm again.
Go for it.
Modded 20,
That'll hit.
and the second 12.
12. 12 will not hit,
All right.
but the 20 will.
So that'll be 9 points of damage for the spear.
Okay.
And then I'm going to bonus action Polearm Master, swing around, and again, I'm going to try to go for her feet,
Okay.
hoping that she's been put off balance from the initial hit and she can just like fly
Fall
back
over.
a little bit.
Okay. We'll do strength checks first. See if you hit.
19.
19 will, hit. So let's do the strength checks here.
What'd you get?
I botched.
8.
So, yes, I did botch. So she is now prone.
Sweet. So damage, that'll be a 4.
Okay, 4.
And
Got
then
it.
since she's on the ground, I can leave without taking an opportunity attack.
Right.
All right, then I'll take a couple steps back here.
Mm-hmm.
Just and that'll be it.
Okay. So she will get up, use half her movement, as she kind of looks at you with your pole arm ready, as she's going to charge for you.
And that will do Polearm Master opportunity attack.
Okay.
Oh, I actually do get the bonus modifier with the bonus attack. I was looking at the wrong one.
Okay.
So that will be a modded 21.
To hit her?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. And that's the one that I don't get a modifier for. So 7.
7. Yeah, she's looking pretty banged up. As she gonna get you. Okay. There it is. Oh, thank God. 22?
Hits.
Hell yeah. And then here comes the second one. That one does not hit. I got a natural 4. Okay, so that is going to be... She's going to strong arm you. And she's... Ooh, fuck me. Sideways. Okay. And she's going to do... 24 points of slashing damage.
Uncanny dodge.
Absidy?
That don't work here, boy.
Well, in that case, I am down.
And you see her... And you see her, and she's kind of like on one knee. As you see Alder, you see Drummel just gets knocked down. And she looks over at you, Alder, and she goes, I beat him.
Oh, fucking hell. All right, and just grab I'm just gonna grab my staff. I'm gonna cast Shillelagh on it.
Okay.
Because that's just a quick bonus action, and I'm gonna say, you threatened to break his spear. This is a family heirloom. You break it and I'll kill you, all right? I'll use the real magic.
I won't break his spear, Alder.
All right, okay, then we're good. We got that agreement. So I guess I gotta roll initiative.
Yeah, roll initiative with her.
Okay, I got a 14.
She got a 14 as well. What's your dex?
My dex is 17 plus 3.
All right, you go first.
Okay, so then since I cast Shillelagh, I'm just going to attack her with my staff. Does a 23 hit?
23 will hit.
10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. You see her lose consciousness as she kind of goes to the side, and you're like, woo, as her eyes kind of shoot back up as she is back up.
And I'm gonna be like, I've seen that happen to Thok before. I know what's going on. Like, you're on your last leg. Are you sure you're okay? You want to keep going?
And she kind of smirks and she's like, let's finish it.
Okay. Also, I won't tell you, Dad. We're good.
And she smirks as she's going to go ahead and she's going to give you all she got before she dies.
Respect it. Respect it.
Okay, first one is just a wide hit, and she doesn't make it. The second one is a modded 20.
Modded 20 hits.
Modded 20 will hit. And then... $23 points of damage as she slashes down and wedges her greatsword between kind of your ribs as she pulls the sword back out. As she looks at you, one of her eyes are partially closed. As she kind of smirks, as she's barely able to kind of hold this sword up.
You're like, all right, if that's what you want to do, because ow, hurt. And then I'll 23 to hit again.
That'll hit. How do you want to knock her out?
I'm just gonna go ahead and do it in the most polite way possible because I know what's going on, and I'm just gonna take my staff and just right in the ribs, since she just hit me in the ribs. Call it even. And as she does that, I'll try and even though I know she's a fuck ton bigger than me, I'll try and catch her so that way she doesn't fall to the ground too hard.
Yeah, she's stockier than you are, but she's not taller than you are. So you're able to kind of put you kind of whap her across the ribs, and the air kind of escapes her lungs as she goes to one knee. Her pupils get smaller as she starts to lose consciousness. You kind of scoop your arms under her armpits as she kind of passes out next to you, and you kind of lay her to the side. Drummel, go ahead and roll a d4 for me.
Ooh-wee. 3.
So you and Donna are both knocked out for 3 hours.
Gang, gang.
So you guys can hold hands in the astral plane. So Ruben kind of hobbles over and he looks around and he goes, "You sure your Thok friend ain't going to show up?"
I mean, he might show up, but apparently if he's got bathroom issues, I really don't think he's going to fight. So
Yeah, no, that's fair. We don't want no diarrhea all over the dirt.
Then we got to find a different set of dirt to use for the fighting. So
And he kind of goes, "Well, shit. What was your name again?"
Alder.
And to a completely knocked out crowd, except for Bryn, Ruben goes, "And the victor is Alder from..." Where are you from, kid?
The Jade Abyss.
Alder.
It's a real place.
Alder from the Jade Anus.
It's the Jade. It's the Jade. It's whatever. Fine.
And he plops this purse into your hand of it was 10 silver pieces.
10 silver.
Platinum.
Yeah.
It was 10 platinum.
You better shut the fuck up, Josh. You knocked out, baby. And Ruben kind of looks at you and goes, "First decree is champion. Got to figure out how the fuck you're going to move your friends. And also, free round at the bar."
Oh, appreciate that. That'll go well. Hopefully the guy that's shitting his pants will come over here because he could wake their asses up. Same for Charlotte as well, so that way the dad doesn't go worrying.
And you kind of ramble this as you see Bryn put Flint on her shoulders as she starts walking off. She goes, "That was a good fight, even though you kind of did the least."
Well,
and she gestures to all of you.
Doing the least is what I do best. So,
as you are now in the middle of this field with 3 people that are just knocked out in the middle of the night outside.
It's gonna look real cool if anybody just walks by.
It's not. Really. So, what are you going to be doing for the next few hours?
Well, I'm gonna keep hoping that Thok shows up, seeing if he can help out in this situation.
After the first 30 minutes of kind of waiting, like, Thok's going to be here any minute. Thok does not show up.
Well, every once in a while, I'll just splash a little bit of water in their faces to try and wake them up.
And, Donner, for some reason, you have the sensation of drowning very briefly. You're like...
like... I can't carry them all to town. There's no way that's gonna happen. God,
this worked out perfectly.
Dremmel's so huge. Fucking cow people.
In his private moments, you find out Alder's racist. Fucking cow people.
There's not a damn thing I can do.
He's just whining. I'm sorry. Please, roleplay. I love this. I'm just having a good time right now.
How far away am I from the town?
I mean, you're like maybe 15 minutes away from the town. It's not like it's super far. It's not like you went on like, you had to leave to make sure the town was safe from the giant battle you all were gonna have.
Yeah, okay. In that case, what I'll do is I'll just kind of like position them so that way they're all together. And I'm just gonna run into town real quick to go to the inn to see if I can yell for Thok.
Okay, so you're kind of like, all right, and Aya's next to you, and you're like, all right, you watch them. I'll be right back. As you start beating feet back to the town.
Because realistically, what would make more sense? I send the hawk to go look for my friend, or I send the hawk to just watch the people that are dying.
That's in. You gotta check in your heart for that, big guy.
Oh no, that's why I'm running to town and leaving the bird with the people.
So you're like, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. So you kind of just start running, and you see Ashiki kind of like sitting down as he's kind of watching you go from one end of the town to the other, and you see him put his hand up as you kind of make eye contact, put your hand up as you're kind of beating feet.
And then I'll just like stop and be like, "Have you seen my green friend?"
And you see him, and he goes, "Fuck, yes."
Yeah.
Or Thomas, sorry, retcon that. Thomas.
Yeah. Thomas. Oh, that's right. He's not green. Have you
You
seen
said
my
you-
fat friend?
Oh yes, Thomas. I believe he was going back to the tavern. He looked very, very perplexed.
Okay. Thank you, Ishiki. Appreciate it. And then I'll run into the tavern and see if Trem's there. Trem, right?
So-
Trem's the name.
Yeah, Trem. So you kind of go there, and Trem's kind of just. There are a few locals in there. It's not too crazy, and he's just kind of like hustling and bustling. And he goes, "Hey, what'd you say your name was? Asia?
Older.
I thought it was Ajax. Alder?
No, not quite. Older was the name. Trem, have you seen Thomas? You know the big guy.
Oh yes. I believe Thomas retired to all of yours room.
Okay.
He-
Which room did you have us in?
I believe he's in, and he kind of points at one of the doors. You could try. I believe he's in that room. You could try that one.
Okay. Thank you. And I'll go knock on the door.
And after a moment, you kind of hear some rustling, and you hear on the other side of the door, "Yeah,
Hey, Thomas. I need your help here.
why? What happened?"
I won the fight pit. Everyone's unconscious, and I can't carry them back here. I need you to help me wake them up.
It sounds like you beat the shit out of everyone at the fight pit.
To be fair, they beat the shit out of each other, and I finished the job.
Got it. Alder, I'm kind of in the middle of something. I mean, is anyone dead?
Well, I mean, they could be.
Go ahead and roll a deception check.
Could be now.
I was gonna say I left them in the forest by themselves. I don't know. 14.
Come on, Thok. Sorry, let me pull up Thok's character sheet. I was not expecting to play Thok tonight.
His passive is like 19 or something.
Yeah, his passive.
Yeah, it is. I'm looking at it. You kind of hear a moment, and he goes, "Alder, I'm in the middle of something kind of important, man."
Well, we all got to share that room, so I guess you got 2 hours until everybody wakes up. I guess. So thanks, bud.
It's very specific.
I don't know how long it takes for people to wake up from getting knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I've been knocked out a couple of times.
Any tips for waking them up? I tried water. That doesn't work.
You know, I've always found that patience is a virtue.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid if you ask me. All right.
Annoyance is not handsome on you, Alder.
Well, I can't carry them here, and I'd like to go to sleep at some point. We got stuff to do tomorrow. You heard me talk about it, and then you ran away. I don't know what's going on.
And you kind of hear quiet again. I have to meditate. And you hear Thok's kind of feet start leaving the door.
And then I'll just go up to Trem and I'll be like, so since I won the fight pit, I was told I got a thing of ale.
And Trem kind of looks at you and he's like, "Yeah, you won."
It's true as day.
And he kind of looks at you, and Ruben kind of gives him the wavering hand, but the thumbs up, and he goes, "Shit, I mean, either you just convinced Ruben, or yeah, all right." And you see him, and he pours this very large mug of ale, and he slides it over to you. Congrats, champ.
Appreciate it. Can I take it to go while I wait for my friends to wake up?
You're gonna, I don't, sure.
I don't know. I'll bring it. I'll bring the cup back. I'm just saying, gonna be stuck in the woods for a couple hours while they're unconscious, so gonna be bored.
Okay. And you see him, and
Huh?
he just go for it.
Appreciate
And
it. Thank you, Trem.
And you see him, and he's just still kind of like all over the place. He's just trying to make sure everyone's taken care of and whatnot. As you start to slowly like walk across back over town, and you see Yoshiki, and he puts his hand up, and he goes, "Hello, Elder. Did you find your friend?"
Yeah, he's not able to help me out right now, which is a little bit of a bummer. But
Oh, why is
what
that?
are we gonna do? He said he's meditating, I think.
Oh, meditation is important for centering oneself.
Yeah, yes. I mean, I guess, but my friends are kind of unconscious right now, so I guess I just gotta wait for them to come to. So,
And you see him, and he kind of puts his book, and he closes it, and he goes, "Why are they unconscious?"
well, I mean, we just got done with the fight pit, so I was the last man standing.
And he kind of looks at you, and he goes, "Good for you. That's very nice. Well, I
Thank you.
mean, I'm more than happy to assist and make things comfortable. Are there any broken bones?"
We weren't hitting to kill, so I don't think so. Probably a couple black eyes, but nothing crazier than that.
Well, I mean, I can take a break in my reading if you like some company.
Yeah, no, I would appreciate it because I'm not really sure what else I can do. So,
And he kind of gets up, and you hear his little knees kind of pop and crack as he kind of sits up, and he kind of tucks the mushroom book that he was reading, and he's like, "I'm still working on the maps for your friend, and the other questions of the older gods for the other gentleman you were walking with." And as you guys kind of start walking, he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm being rude." And he goes, and he says in Elvish, "Would you prefer to speak in your native tongue?"
oh,
And it's
wow.
a really good, like it's a perfect dialect. Like it sounds like like he's fluent in it. It doesn't have a specific dialect as far as like it's the woods or he's a high elf, but he has this kind of, I would say, accent, maybe like someone who's studied it for years and years.
Wow. It's impressive. I haven't heard Elvish that clean and consistent in a really long time.
Well, it did take some studying, and we do have the occasional elf that does pass by through here. However, it's more of a more classical, structured form of Elvish. I'm sure you all have different words for different things. I know that high elves and wood elves have different words for different things, but you get a gist, honestly, as he kind of smiles, and he's kind of like dragging a little bit because his legs are a little bit shorter than yours, but he's picking up he's keeping pace.
No, I mean, that's all right. Yeah, no, I just it's been a long time since I've heard that. I mean, you know, Dremel speaks a little bit of Elvish, but you could probably tell by his tone that when he does speak in Elvish, it's not 100% perfect, but
Mhm.
enough to get the by if you ever have to try and sneak a conversation. It works pretty well,
Oh,
but
certainly.
his is not quite as refined as yours, which is just impressive.
Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Once again, I have most certainly been working on it, and I'm just glad I'm able to work on it occasionally.
No, that's very nice. What other kind of tricks you got up your sleeve while we're walking over there?
He kind of looks and he goes, "Well, I mean, I'm fairly learned, and I I like to read books a lot, and I find a lot of people interesting. So it's not a lot of what I can do. It's more what I know.
Well,
Does that make
cheers to the.
sense?
No, I got that. Cheers to that, and I'll hold up my ale and take a sip.
And he kind of nods and he goes, "Well, not been one for ale. I'm more tea." Um,
Honestly, me too, but this was free, and we really don't have a lot of money, so I'll take it.
Free is a good flavor. No, that is usually mostly my favorite flavor of thing, as he kind of jokes with you. Uh, so, I mean, the conversation is fairly quiet as he kind of walks with you and you make idle chit chat, and you see that he has these deep crow's feet on the edges of his eyes and his temples. His hair is fairly long, but it's kind of pulled back into this little top knot, and he's got his hands kind of in his sleeves as he slowly walks with you, and you eventually get to the pass, and you just see Amma on top of Dremel's chest as there's this giant red mark in the middle of Dremel's forehead as you hear as she keeps trying to wake him up by smacking her beak into his forehead.
Yeah, well, I mean, considering Dremel can't get a name right, that makes sense that he would be the one that she picks on.
That is correct.
All right, and I'll be like, Aya,
And
like, come over here.
you see her, and she kind of pecks, like hops a little bit before at your feet. She kind of looks up at you and turns her head and looks over at Ishiki. And you see Ishiki kind of leans forward and crouches down, and he goes, we don't see many hawks of this variety in many of these parts." And you see him, he takes out this little notepad, and it looks like he's starting to sketch her. Do you know what kind of hawk she happens to be?
That's not something that we discussed in our pre-campaign meeting.
That's okay.
So I wouldn't say exactly that I know. Hold on. I know.
It's all right. Bud. It's not imperative.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like she's a hawk.
Ah, yes, the hawk. As she kind of, he kind of like looks her over, and eventually he kind of stops sketching as he looks over and he goes, is that Charlotte down there?"
Yeah. No. She was the one that I had to beat. So.
And you see him, and he kind of goes, "That silly book I gave her. She did well?"
She beat the shit out of the other two.
And he looks at him, at the rest of them, and they're cut open. They're still bleeding, but it's not like, detrimental. But he's like, "Yeah, it looks like it was a little bit more than just black eyes." And you see him, and he kind of just crouches down, breathes in. And after a few moments, you see he starts to, her eyes start to flutter open a little bit as this kind of radiant energy kind of passes through him and onto her chest as she kind of, fuck my head. And Ishiki is looking down at her kind of fondly and goes, "So I'm assuming the fight went well?" And she kind of lurches and twitches, and she goes, "Please don't tell Ted." And he goes, "I won't tell your uncle. Just maybe next time we don't use the sword and fight in the fighting pits. I told you, the book was for learning only." She goes, "Yeah, but how am I going to be an adventurer if I can't fight?" And she is like still fucked up that she's not like lifting her head all the way up, but she's conscious as you see him, and he kind of goes over, and you see he looks at Drummel's giant welt on his forehead as he goes, "Oh boy, okay." And he kind of places a hand on Drummel's chest. And for sake of argument, you heal 6 points, and you're able to, your eyes kind of flutter open, Drummel, as you see the eyes and the face of Ishiki over you, and goes, "Hello again."
Oh, Hey, I didn't fight you.
No, you did not. I'm glad you didn't.
Oh, why does my head hurt?
And you
Oh,
kind
bro.
of you kind of put your hand to your forehead, and it's bleeding a little bit.
Why? And I look at
I,
everyone trying to get some answers.
As
I had a Shiki come here to help wake you guys up.
No, why my head? Why does it hurt?
Oh, because you got knocked unconscious.
But whatever. And I just start to kind of clean myself up.
so, as Shiki goes over to Donner, Donner, go ahead and make a wisdom save for me while you're knocked out.
14.
Okay. So, while being knocked out, you aren't in a stream of consciousness. You're not in a stream of REM sleep or dreaming of anything. But you start feeling and smelling in your nose the smell of fresh cut lilacs. And you feel kind of this soft linens billowing of your home when you were younger, of the different curtains and the sheets, as you feel your body kind of roll over and you open your eyes and you see Ishiki kind of looking at you, and his hand is above you as if he's going to wake you up as your eyes kind of flutter open. And he goes, "That's interesting." And he goes, "Boop," as he casts Cure Wounds on you. And you heal 5 hit points as you're suddenly filled with a splitting headache from this dehydration in this battle, as you're disoriented by these different feelings of sensation and these between the smells and the feel of linen before dirt and cold and mud.
I just kind of get up and walk off as far as I can in one direction. Don't say anything to anyone, and I just go.
And Ishiki looks at both of you, Alder and Drummel, and goes, does he do that often?
Yeah.
He's very to himself. That's realistically the way that he says thank you. So that's pretty nice.
I didn't do anything yet. As he looks concerned as Donner kind of walks off.
Well, in that case, that portion of it is news to me. I've never seen that part before.
Well, thank you for bringing me up.
You're welcome, ma'am. I'm glad I was able to offer some assistance. I'm still working on your mushrooms. I find that they have minor healing properties, nothing extreme, but they are able to be used, at least the samples you gave me, to make a lesser healing potion that I'm currently brewing inside my cut. Oh. So I know it's not much, but I can give you something for it.
Ashiki, every little bit helps. Thank you so much.
And he kind of nods as he goes over and tends over to Charlotte.
I was going to say, if you can tend to Charlotte, we'll probably try and catch up with Donna in a second to make sure he's all right.
Of course. Why don't we... I'm going to try to clean Charlotte up a little bit. I'll be at the hut.
I was going to say, okay, if not, if you need any help with that, just let me know. I'll be happy to try and assist you.
Well, just knock on the door and I'll let you know.
All right.
As he smiles.
Dremel, do you want to... I'll try and help him up if you want to go try and check on Donna, see if he's all right.
Yeah, I guess we both got our ass kicked.
Yeah, here, take a sip of this. It'll make you feel better. And I hand him the tankard of ale.
And I drink all of it.
Well, I said take some of it, but all right, yeah. All right, and then I'll take it back and put it in my bag. You fucking asshole.
What was that?
Yeah, no, I said thank you for giving it back.
Oh yeah, no problem, man. Thanks again.
Let's go. Yeah, no, I definitely still want some of that. Let's go get
good,
Donna.
Then.
Stupid prick. All right.
Okay. Donner, you start kind of just beelining it literally to anywhere. You're going deeper and deeper into the woods after you're in this kind of cold sweat. What you thinking? What you doing?
Um, not really thinking about much.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of trying to piece everything together. Angrily searching for lilacs of any kind. If it was like roll an investigation, it would be at extreme disadvantage. Like he's kind of blinded over with rage at the moment, and
Mm-hmm.
is just kind of trying to figure out why this keeps happening, and what's triggering it.
Mm-hmm. So you actually, there's going to be no roll for it as you're literally ripping shrubs out and looking around for them. You're looking at different naturally occurring beds of flowers and trees and brush, and it doesn't take long for Alder and Drummel to kind of follow this wake of mini destruction as you start hacking away at things and grunting, and you're just in this kind of frenzy as Alder and Drummel, you kind of see Donner just ripping shrubs out, and he's like inspecting them, but not even looking at them. He's just looking at them briefly before throwing them down and moving on to the next thing, kind of making this weird, uprooted pathway leading up to him.
Alder, did you come, or were you staying back with Charlotte?
No. You and me coming on over here.
Okay. Yeah, then as we approach where he's at, I'm gonna kind of put my hand out to stop Alder, and just kind of let Donner get all of his anger and his frustration out until he kind of calms down. I see him take a deep breath and like sits or does something to show that he's settled.
Okay. Do we get to that point, Donner?
Not for a while. After a certain point, he kind of just lets out this visceral yell, and is just kind of screaming at the night. And eventually, probably like an hour, maybe two later, he kind of just plops down and sits in like that little dirt, or that big dirt pile he's now made, and just kind of sits and stares out. Can I see? I would try and get somewhere where I could see the sky, and I'm just looking up.
Yeah, you eventually find this brush where this moon beam of light is just kind of going down. I'll say for sake of argument, it takes a good like 45 to 50 minutes of you just going at it as Drummel and Alder kind of look on before you kind of just frustrated. You let out this your scream, this agonizing kind of angry wail of frustration as you plop down and just it's like you're bearing, daggers into the moon. And as you look at it, you kind of see this very slow moving shooting star again.
Seeing him plop down, I kind of tap Alder and motion him to come with me. Then I take lead. I go near to where he is, and I kind of lay down because the dirt pile is large enough. I imagine that I can almost use it as a reclining chair.
Yeah.
So I'm laying on the ground.
You can kind of
Yeah. So I'm laying on the
shift.
ground, just kind of like looking up at the night sky with him, just giving a moment, letting Alder settle however he wants to settle as well.
Yeah, and I'll basically kind of go to the other side of the pile, I guess. And I'll pretty much just kind of like sit down, like not lay down, but like, good old crisscross applesauce.
Yeah.
Just next to Donna, where Dremel's laying on his other side. And go ahead.
Without making eye contact, just staring up at the sky with him, I I whisper over to Donner, or lowly talk. You know, she beat me too.
I've lost fights many times, and it's happened to women more often than you could even know. It's not what this is about.
Well, I'll just kind of chime in and be like, I mean, we're going to be traveling for a little bit here. Is there anything you want to talk about? You don't have to, but I mean, if there's anything you want us to watch out for that could be troublesome or anything like that?
Not troublesome that I'm aware of, but I've been off the grid for a little bit, so probably not the right person to ask.
Well, I mean, you kind of just woke up out of nowhere and then sprinted off into the night, so we weren't sure if there was something, if you got something going on or anything but, I mean, there's nothing you want to talk about, just, know that you can if you want to.
Yeah, so you screamed at the night and you punched for a good 45 minutes. I think if anyone knows if there's something wrong, it's going to be you. Because it's about you. And like Alder said, you don't have to talk to us. I'm just saying, if anyone's going to know what's up, it's you.
I guess I know what's up, but I don't know why things keep happening. So I'm fine. I'm fine.
All right. Well, I mean, if you ever want to talk about the things that are happening and want us to keep an eye out on happenings that are happening, I mean, I'm happy to help. You guys are the closest things that I've had to friends aside from Aya, so it's a long week's traveling. Might as well get to know each other a little bit better.
I suppose. Makes sense.
So, I'll start. I don't eat pine cones.
But I brought you so many.
I wanted you to know that I appreciated it, but I don't eat them.
Oh, man.
It was a nice gesture. That's why I didn't want to look like an asshole, but those, dude, like, they didn't hurt your teeth when you were trying to eat them? Like...
No, man, they did, but I thought that you had, like, stronger teeth or, like your palate was armored or something. I figured you're so weak, there has to be something about you that's strong.
I'll be completely honest, guys. You haven't seen half the shit that I could do yet, so...
Big dick, no problems.
I mean, hey, I beat Charlotte.
Fuck off. We beat Charlotte. You tapped her with your little staff and she fell over.
You wouldn't even know that. You were unconscious.
I saw how bad she was. I know what it takes. Well, I will go next. I'm not a cow. I do like saying moo because I think it's a funny sound, but I'm not actually a cow. I do not lactate milk, and I have hands and feet, not hooves.
It's good to know. Good observations.
Moo moo.
I come from a place very far away. I have a very complicated family tree. And I don't remember much from before I was in the prison. It's just time that I can't recall. it's a period of time, or like I know I was doing something. I just don't know what that was. I don't know how long I was gone. I don't know how I'm going to get back home.
Well, sounds like we got a hell of a journey figuring out what your past was then, huh?
Yeah, seems like that's going around here a little bit.
Well, I mean, if it helps, my family tree's a little complex too. I haven't talked to my parents. Well, I write my mom occasionally, but I haven't talked to my dad in at least 100 years. So,
It's like a long time for
I mean,
everyone.
yeah, you're human, so you probably would have been dead within that span. So, yeah.
It's a fair point. I don't know. I think I have a little bit more stamina than most humans, but
Oh, I'm just saying, I mean, when it comes to medicine and food supply and the fact that like to get punched in the face, odds are against you living to 100. Let's just be realistic.
well, when I turn 100, I will make sure to reach out to you and tell you to fuck off.
I'll be waiting.
What if I'm already 100? Do you ever think
In
about
that
that?
case, you look fucking great for your age. You're pretty spry too, so there's that.
I'm spry for an old man.
Look at me, I'm 215 years old. Pretty fucking old compared to you guys.
All this talk about family has Dremel just kind of withdrawing a little bit, laying on the ground. He's raking his hands through the dirt and the grass, and every time he gets toward the end of the scratch, he just kind of pulls dirt out. Scratch, pulls dirt out. If he finds a stick, he breaks it.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of in his own world.
That's all noticeable to us, right? Like, you're
I'm not trying to hide it.
disguising that.
Yeah, I'm not trying to hide it. So if you see it, you see it.
And I'll just be like, Dremel, you all right?
I don't have a family anymore. And hearing you talk about complicated trees and not talking to your dad for 100 years, it's hard not to be mad that you guys are taking for granted something that I've lost, something that I can never get back. And I don't know, man. Fuck you guys.
Dremel, I promise it's not as easy as you think it is. You don't know everything, so
Are they alive?
I don't know. Part of the frustration.
And Dremel takes a step back, realizes he was a little testy. He says, "Okay. Well, what's the last thing you remember before Stoneward?"
I mean, the last thing I remember was in a little town, and I was helping a farmer, his family, trying to make some coin to be able to put together some adventuring supplies to try and find my way home. And in the dead of night, I heard a commotion, and I went out to find a group of bandits trying to take what little this farming family had. And all I remember is watching them stomp this farmer, this man that had trusted me in his home with his family. And I I watched them kill him as I came up to them, and then everything went blue. So I came to. There was one left in my hand. Put him down. He took off, and they came for me the next day. That's what I remember.
Damn. Well, I see why you're stuck.
Yeah. But if we can get back there at some point, I'm hoping that there's some answers or at least a direction I can kind of head in. But right now, we just have to get on Thok's boat because that's going to open up a lot of options. Options
Definitely.
we don't currently have because we're stuck on the ground.
Speaking of Thok, Alder, why didn't you grab Thok?
Oh, I did. At least I tried to. You obviously noticed that I did have that tankard of ale that you drank the rest of. Yeah, I got that because I went and saw Trem. He let me know which room was ours, and when I tried to get it, Thok told me that he was kind of a little indisposed, I guess, at the moment, and he was in the middle of meditating, I think. So I don't know what he's working on or what's in his head, but he's doing something
So
in our room.
he was in the room, not in the bathroom?
It was not in the loo. No.
Oh, so he's a
Was
dirty
he
liar.
shitting in our room? I hope he wasn't just dumping in a corner.
I mean, I think he's a little bit more civilized than that because, I mean, he wasn't my cellmate or anything like that, but I feel like we would have smelt something if he was just shitting in corners. So,
Well, it just makes him a liar. And I'm not a huge fan of people lying.
it could be a little bit of a white lie. Not 100% sure though on, like I said, what's going on in old Thok's head. So,
All right.
Well, there's really only one way we can find out.
yeah, I think we have to go visit
Mind
Mr.
reading.
Thok. Yep,
But also mind
that
reading here.
that is
That's-
also a way.
All right, Tremel, you work on the mind reading, and Alder and I'll just ask. Let us know what you find when you figure it out.
Yeah, I'll just I'll put my forehead to his forehead, and I think that's how thoughts just go from one place to another.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I mean,
It's even stronger if you kiss.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
Okay.
You should probably just kiss him.
I
right
mean,
on the
probably
mouth.
I'll ask for his consent first, but after that,
Perfect.
it's
I
not
don't see
the
what could
worst
go
idea.
wrong.
It's not the worst idea I've ever heard. I've heard plenty worse.
well, I think we got a plan figured out, and I stand up.
Yes.
Ready to go,
Our
Donna?
plan, you're going to kiss Thok and read his mind. Perfect.
Cool.
Can I try and persuade him to do this, please?
I feel like he's already gonna do it.
Yeah, roll anyway.
Okay.
Go ahead, bud.
I'm going to roll. Let's see what we got. 19.
Persuaded.
Josh is like, I'm gonna tongue kiss Carlos' character.
He's not here. He can't say no.
Oh yikes, Mike! No. So you
That
all
didn't
kind
come
of,
out right.
Jesus Christ! You all kind of recollect yourself. Drummond, you kind of smack the dirt off your hands and brush off, and Aya kind of hops over from Alder's shoulder and kind of lands on Donner's shoulder very briefly as kind of looks at you and foreheads to your temple before kind of leaping back over to Alder's shoulder. As the three of you kind of reconvene and you hear the night sky. Go ahead and everyone can roll a quick perception check for me. Or you know what? Just give me your passives.
19.
11.
11.
Okay. Okay. So, Alder, you're the only one that kind of hears this. As you all kind of start leaving, you hear just kind of the fluttering of very large wings as you kind of turn around and Don't really see anything in the night sky, but it just sounds like a bird kind of lifted off.
Huh. Like a really large bird?
I would say a fairly large bird.
A fire-breathing bird?
No.
Hmm.
A murder bird?
Close.
That's a damn cool band name.
New band name, I call it.
Fuck.
Damn it.
How?
John's like, you don't even play an instrument.
I play the
play
claps. So
Play the
we're
standards.
walking back now, right?
Yeah, you're walking. You guys are walking and jiving and talking.
All right. About halfway back, I turn to the guys. I start patting. I'm like, oh shit, guys! I dropped my dagger. I'll be right back.
It's fair.
Okay.
So Drummel, you kind of jog back over to the fighting pit, and you see that your dagger is very wet at this point. It's just a little nub of ice.
Okay. Yeah, and I pick it up, and then I look at it, and I just kind of I start pondering. I start thinking about just where I've been and trying to decide where I'm going to next.
Mm-hmm.
And as that the feelings start to boil up, no one's around me, right?
I would say so.
Are we in the? I'm in the fire pit, not by the trees.
You're by the fighting pit, but they're more towards the town.
Okay, then yeah, I just start punching the ground. I let all the rage out, and I'm just slamming as much as I can,
Yeah.
kicking the
As you-
ground, punching it.
Yeah. As you kind of internally just kind of grunt, yell, as the ice nub slowly starts to gather frost as it starts to kind of rematerialize as you're letting out this energy.
And then after I've letting all that out, I'm just, whoa! All right. And I put the dagger back in, clapping. I start jogging back to the guys.
You see him. And Drummel's gone for like a good 5-6 minutes. As you see him, he's like, found it. As he's kind of trotting over.
It was hiding under the sand. Sneaky little dagger.
Insight?
Go ahead and roll deception there.
You're gonna beat me.
23.
6.
Ooh.
Alder, you're
Rolling
not
so
rolling
good.
insight. It's just on.
You
You don't have to if you don't have any, suspicions.
No, I was gonna say he's more so kind of just keen at the moment. Like we're learning about each other, just kind of content.
Yeah. You look at him and Drummel seems pretty like amped to move forward. He's glad he found his dagger. He's glad he's hanging out with you bros. He's friends with the guys now. What's up? I'm Tofu. I'm friends with the guys now. So as you guys kind of reconvene, you see the lights on in Ishiki's hut as he is back outside, and he's kind of reading and smiling and goes, "Are you feeling better, Donner?"
I feel motivated, if that's what you mean.
I'm not sure, but if that's the answer that you need, I'm happy for you.
I mean, I don't even know if there's anyone on the planet who can give me the answers that I need, but I'm certainly going to try to find them.
And you kind of see him, and he goes, "Well, I am a priest of Ayun, the keeper of knowledge."
Well, I'd love to sit down and have a conversation with you at some point in the very near future.
Of course. What would you like me to research for you?
Let me think about it, and I'll get back to you.
And you see him, and he smiles. Of course. Charlotte's going to be okay. She's just a little banged up. She will not stop talking about the fight that she had with all of you. She's very excited. I'm glad. Hopefully she got this little bug out of her, and she can continue to live her quiet life here.
I don't think that's what's going to happen, but it's nice to hope.
And he smiles and he goes, "It is." As he reopens his book and starts looking through and starts thumbing through it. So the rest of the time, it's fairly quiet. The town is fairly sleepy. It just looks like the lights are on in Ishiki's hut. All the other huts have gone dim, except for the tavern, of course. You see the occasional person leave the tavern as the lights are still on. Grace's hut, our house is, closed for the night. All the different shops are closed for the night. As you make it back to the craft tankard, you go inside and you see Trem kind of cleaning another glass as Ruben is just kind of passed out at one of the tables as he kind of smiles and he goes, "You guys got clocked, huh? Alder really did a number on you, huh?"
Oh, yeah. Alder's very, very strong.
Yeah, he's a small
Told you.
package, but he packs a punch.
Told you guys I'm stronger than I look.
Kind of looks at all of you and he goes, "Hey, your friend Tom ain't with you?"
He stayed at the room. He had poo-poo problems, and he was kind of laying down, trying to get his tummy to settle.
Yeah, no, but Alder, when you got out, he said he was gonna go meet you guys.
You don't say.
I feel like by your tone you think I'm lying, but I'm not.
No, I don't think that you're lying. I'm just a little bit more offended that I thought me and Tom were closer friends.
Yikes.
Wait, so
Trouble at home?
You could say that.
Oof.
Tom said he
Wait.
was gonna go meet us?
Yeah, he said he was going to go outside and meet you guys.
Huh.
Hey, when's your half-orc friend getting here? I want Charlotte to meet him in the morning.
Tom's a fucking liar. He's not even going to come.
I don't feel like I know Tom anymore.
That's what I'm
Neither do
saying.
I.
Neither do I. And then I'm gonna go over to our room to see what's going on in there.
Before he
see
does that, I'm gonna look at Tren and I'm gonna go, "Wait, none of us know fucking Tom anymore. Drinks on the house. Let's have a round."
You go, "Shit, I hear that." And you see him, he starts pouring the glasses out. And he goes, "Fuck Tom."
Fuck Tom.
Fuck Tom.
Fuck Tom.
And you guys kind of drink to this. And although you're kind of just sipping as Dremel and Donner are kind of sitting at the bar, drinking with Trem, you go up to the room and it's fairly neat and orderly. I mean, all your stuff is kind of where it left it. It looks like there are blocks of incense that were kind of burned down from when Flock was in there. It seems like his armor's gone. His hammer's gone. It doesn't look like his main things are gone, but it looks like he is geared up. Like he wouldn't really leave without it.
What the fuck?
But it looks like there was like a pillow maybe he was kind of resting on while he was meditating. But it doesn't seem there are any traces of him in there for at least the past hour or so.
But like, it doesn't look. It looks as though there's the intent for him to come back. Correct?
You would hope so.
Well, that's what I'm trying to gather by the way that you described it.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking hell. Would you say that if I were to go outside, if I would be able to see if maybe I could tell if he went a certain direction?
You can try.
Yeah, I'd like to take my tankard of ale that he just poured and say "fuck Tom," and then just kind of go outside to take a look.
Okay, go ahead and roll a survival check for me. See if you can see any tracks for him.
23.
23. So, I mean, you see a good portion of different footprints that go in and out of the tankard, but you do see some that are slightly larger than most, and you see that the indent in the ground is a little bit deeper, so you can assume that this is of a heavier person, and you can deduce that it's probably Doc's footprints.
Can I follow them?
Yeah. So after a few minutes, you start to follow them, and eventually you kind of get up to this rock where it's a fairly large boulder. It's a few, I would say about 25 minutes away from the town as you kind of track it. And yes, there's this large boulder, and you see kind of facing away from the moon. You kind of see Thok, and he's half worked out. He has more incense burning as he's breathing in and out, meditating. And you see that he just seems concerned. Just this mask of concern over his face as he's concentrating.
And right now, I don't want to, if he's in a deep meditative state, if I can tell that, I would say Alda doesn't want to interrupt him.
Mm-hmm.
But would you say that maybe I have like a little bit of like scrap paper or something on me that I could go ahead and write a note to put towards him?
Yeah, you can kind of, you have like this piece of parchment that you're able to kind of scribble on.
And I'm just gonna write like, hope you're okay. Come back to the inn as Thok. We don't like Tom anymore. Trem doesn't like Tom anymore. And then I'll just say, your friend, Alder.
Okay. I'm writing it down. Anymore? Your friend, Alder?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And you kind of tuck it, and you see like there's this little bag that has more of his kind of supplies in it, and you kind of tuck it on in the top, so the minute he goes to either get more incense or anything in that regard, he's going to be able to see it.
Okay. And then I'll just I'll head back to the inn.
Okay. So what are you guys doing for the next like 40 minutes with Trem?
Drinking.
Yeah. I would see. I assume I would see Alda go out because he didn't try and like make it stealthy. And I'm gonna be like, yeah, fuck Tom. I'm gonna go lay down for a little bit. But yeah, fuck Tom, and I just kill the rest of the ale.
Yeah.
And then I kind of head up to the room to get some time to myself.
Okay. And you kind of put out your bedroll, and there's a bed in the middle of the room. And you kind of look at it, and you look back at your bedroll, and you kind of test out the bed and put your head to it, and it just feels like you're in a giant fucking marshmallow. Like it's uncomfortable, like it's too soft.
Yeah, Donna he wouldn't be the one to take the bed, so he'd take the bedroll, just kind of put it on one side of the room, and I would like to, as I'm sitting there, I can make, with my fighter cantrip, I can make, use prestidigitation.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to, I want to like try and make a lilac in my hand. And I can keep it for like a minute. It's literally like,
try to go ahead and roll a intelligence check at advantage because you're fairly familiar with lilacs, but it's been a very long time since you've seen one.
13.
13. Slowly, it takes you a better portion of the minute to build it, and slowly it kind of permeates into your hand of this single kind of lilac that's slowly rotating as you kind of look at it.
I cast it away, and then I try and bring it up again, and this is what I just do for 10, 15 minutes. And I'm just trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Do kind of meta, but not.
Mm-hmm.
Do I recognize the scent, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just trying to figure out why this is happening now.
Mm-hmm.
And Yeah, I just keep kind of looking around as well,
Yeah.
half expecting someone to just kind of show up from the shadows or.
Yeah. You do this about 15 more times as you're able to kind of, by the, I would say maybe the sixth or seventh, you're really able to kind of get it down. And at this point, the rest of the seven or eight is just mostly you just permeating this so you can look at it and you concentrate on those that smell in your memory
And I
as
just,
it slowly goes from being like a lilac that you would imagine what it would look like to be growing from the ground as you kind of permeate more. And eventually, by the 15th, you kind of have this, they look cut. And it looks like they're in this kind of mental vase that you've put them in with like a little ribbon over it.
and I just kind of lay down on my side and I just keep doing it until I fall asleep.
Okay. Drum, what you doing, bud?
I'm just drinking. I'm having a couple drinks with was it Trem,
Yeah.
right? So I'm drinking with Trem, seeing if he knows any drinking songs that I can pick up on, or
Oh, hell yeah. He tells you a few different drinking songs. He tells you one about by Skinnerd. Lots of Leonard Skinner. Um,
Oh, it's canon.
it is canon. There is a song he teaches you called Love Bites by a different bard he heard, a group of bards. Uh, very cheesy 80s metal ballad and sung very badly.
is that
But
like
yeah,
is that like 280s? What year is it?
it's 280s. It's more like 180s.
Oh, okay.
It's like when you make love, do ye look in the looking glass?
By
Who do
Leonard
you
Skinner.
think of? Does he look like me? That's by the leopard one, the leopard bards. But they
Oh,
couldn't
the
hear
Leopard
too
Bards.
good, so they sang like really loud. They were like deaf.
Like a group of deaf leopards.
Deaf
Yeah,
leopards. Got it.
That'll never catch on.
never. Gonna go down like a Led Zeppelin.
Thank you.
Oh,
And what else you trying to learn from Trem there, big guy?
Uh, nothing. I'm just trying to enjoy company. Like everything's been so heavy the past
Yeah.
however many months that I'm just excited to be able to chill. Have a few
Hmm.
drinks, learn a few songs. Had a good fight, so
Yeah.
copacetic.
And you kind of enjoy this time as slowly you start to retire for the night. You kind of get to the room, and there's this faint glow that's under the door before it just kind of it flickers, and then after a while, it just kind of it's dark again as you kind of crack your head in, and you hear Donner's heavy breathing as he's sleeping.
I don't want to wake him up, but we're all sharing the same room, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Then I would imagine I can't fit on the bed. Is it just one bed?
It is just one bed.
Yeah, and I can't fit on it.
Right.
Then I'm not gonna take it. I'll set up my bedroll somewhere, and just lay down. Do my best to like calm my mind and just drift off to sleep.
So you kind of lay down on your side, and you're more close to the window where the moonlight's kind of shining through. As you're kind of looking, and you close your eyes, and you feel something very briefly kind of just move in front of the moon, almost eclipse it. As you kind of open your eyes, and you see the very faint wings of this flapping of this. It's a fairly large bird flying away.
In my drunken stupor,
Hmm.
I just think Aya's really close to me.
You do, but you're like, when did I get so big?
she's growing up.
She's growing up. She's gonna be in college soon.
Bird college.
Bird college. And then eventually Alder, you kind of come back and Trum's kind of cleaning up and he goes, your friends went to sleep, huh? I'm about to head out to sleep myself.
Yeah. I think Thok, our half orc friend, he'll probably be here soon. Tried tracking Tom. I don't think Tom's coming back, so fuck Tom. But
Well, I mean, if you hear him, I'm gonna lock up. You can open the door, but if anything gets broken in here, I'm charging you.
I understand. Um, Before you go to bed, though, how much do you know about Sun Golf?
And he kind of just stands there for a little bit and goes, fairly nice town. I mean, I haven't been there in about a year. I mean, nothing really to do in Sun Gulf. Smaller town, quaint.
Smaller than here?
I mean, it's about the same. We have trade. We have different things going on here.
Okay.
I mean, they're more of like a neighboring town. They have their own crops. A little bit further north, but they're a little bit closer to the river. Not into like a huge body of water. They don't get a lot of traffic. Just
No,
you
I'm
know.
just
Mhm.
no, I'm just curious, just because I know you said she might be a little bit crazy, but I talked to Grace, and she said something that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So I don't know what's going on over there.
And what was that?
Just that it seems as though lately anyone who goes into Sun Gulf doesn't leave Sun Gulf.
I've been to Sun Gulf and I'm here.
Well, she said I'm saying lately. You said you haven't been there in over a year. So
Grace is a sweet kid. Her wife, at least when she got here, we try to protect our own.
hmm
Wife seemed kind of like a free spirit, a wanderer. You know, I don't know if maybe they're having marital problems, if that's what you want to call it, but you never know. Rosalie might have just found something better in Sun Gulf, and I don't know if Grace can really stomach realizing that.
I understand, but she's offering coin if we could find them. So
And then what
we
happens
just
if you find them and she's in the arms of another person?
well,
You dragging him back over here?
we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Hmm.
But we don't. I mean, you helped us out tonight. We don't have much money. I only have the money that I won from the fight. That's all we as a group have to our name. So,
Hmm.
if someone's offering coin right now, take any work we can get.
And he kind of looks at you and he goes, "Your group have a name?"
I don't know if I speak for everyone, but I have a name that I like.
Yeah.
Oliver and the boys.
No, the voices of Indrid.
Kind of looks at you and goes, "It can catch on."
It's got a ring to it, right?
Certain ring to it. And he kind of smirks and, "I'm going to bed. I'm going to hit the head."
Sounds good. Well, thank you again, Trem. I really appreciate all you done for us. We'll get out of your hair tomorrow, I promise.
And then he kind of chuckles and he goes, "I hope you do. I don't have a lot of Harry left."
Thank you.
And you see kind of like the lights start to dim down as you slowly kind of go up, and Aya is on your shoulder and she kind of flutters in. And she goes on top of the bedpost, and it looks like Dremel and Donner are both asleep. Dremel's kind of face towards the window and his breathing is labored like he's sleeping, and Donner is sleeping as well as you kind of look at this bed and you meditate and you're able to pass this long rest, but it's been a while since you've actually slept.
Yeah, because the only other thing that I would end up doing is maybe instead of actually sleeping is I would just go into my trance so I don't actually have to sleep, just in case Thok comes back. and is unable to get in.
Okay. So you kind of close your eyes and center yourself as you start to go into your trance, and we will end it there as the three of you are sleeping and meditating soundly in your room.
Well,
Neat.
That was a thing. It happened.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. A little bit of a shorter episode because we're down a Thok. He is probably going to be back next week. I think, maybe, potentially. Who knows? I'm just making stuff up.
hopefully.
He will hopefully be back next week. But again, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Favorite, like us
Follow.
on, that one. Follow on the YouTubes. Go there, subscribe, and Josh, say words about people that are here.
Yeah. Gonna give a shout out to Atten and Commander Root. So thank you for stopping by and watching our episode tonight. Episode 13.
Hanging out.
Episode 13, 1-3. So yeah, thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys next week.
Woo.
Good night.
Night.
Good night.